Hello, my name is Flávia. I'm from Brazil, and what I want to share with you today is not a list of professional milestones. I want to share a human story about choices, reinvention, boundaries, and the courage to build a life that feels authentic. My path didn't begin in auditing, energy, or regulation, my present job. In fact, it started in a world that many people consider the opposite of that, fashion. More than 2 decades ago, I worked as a professional model for almost 10 years. From the outside, it looked glamorous, but inside I felt something was missing. People saw my face, but not my mind. They saw the photographs, not the questions living inside me. And those questions about justice, society, ethics, purpose became louder than the cameras and the lights. Eventually, I had to be honest with myself and ask, do I want to spend my life being visible, or do I want a life that is meaningful? That question was the turning point. Around 2004, I made a radical decision. I left the fashion world and decided to enter public service through Brazil's highly competitive public examinations. It was an intense decade, long nights, early mornings, working and studying at the same time, choosing discipline over comfort. Over those years, I passed 9 different examinations and worked in multiple roles: tax administration, internal control, anti-corruption, public works oversight, and as an advisor to ministers. Today, I coordinate performance audits in the electricity sector, but my career has moved to many areas of the institution. What matters is not the sector I'm working at any particular moment. It's the mission behind it, protecting public resources and strengthening trust in government decisions. But the professional shift wasn't the hardest part. Being a woman in these environments often was. When I joined the area responsible for auditing large infrastructure projects, there were only about 20 women among 100 new auditors. And in many meetings, I was literally the only woman present. That shapes an atmosphere. The technical work was challenging enough, but navigating spaces where women were rare added another layer. Some rooms were respectful and collaborative, others not so much. In one situation, after hearing that, here we have competent men and pretty women, I had to make a choice. I didn't argue, I didn't justify myself. I simply requested a transfer quietly but firmly. It was not just about leaving a room. It was about deciding the kind of life I wanted to build. One in which my competence, my dignity, and my presence would be respected without negotiation. Parallel to my career, I pursued an unconventional academic path. I studied architecture and urbanism, completed a degree in physics, earned a master's degree in regulation and business management, and later completed postgraduate work in astronomy education, ABA intervention for autism, and spirituality and consciousness studies. And even though these areas seem unrelated, they all shaped the way I think, structurally, scientifically, ethically, and spirituality. During my master's program, I developed a method to detect anomalies in public work budgets using a statistical pattern known as Benford Law. When I proposed the idea, a professor told me this would be impossible and that I was risking my degree. Many of you might know how it feels when someone more experienced doubts your abilities or your vision. In that moment, I had to choose between the familiar path and the uncertain one, between safety and intuition. I chose intuition. The result was a 499-page dissertation that not only worked but eventually received a national award, led to articles, and later became a book. The same professor who doubted the idea later encouraged me to continue the research. I share this not to celebrate the achievement, but because moments like these define us, moments when nobody believes in your idea, yet you continue anyway. And all of this happened while my personal life was going through deep transformation. I became pregnant in the middle of my master's degree. Because of family circumstances at the time, it was not an easy moment. Some people suggested that I should abandon the program. But something inside me said, no, I can do both. One moment is unforgettable. I was finishing my final assignment when my amniotic sac ruptured, the beginning of labor. I calmly sent an email to my professor asking for a short extension and went to the hospital. After giving birth to my son, I still had to finish my dissertation. I spent months living in a very remote part of the Amazon forest at the triple border between Brazil, Peru, and Colombia because of my partner's job at the time. It was an isolated place with limited resources, but even there, between caring for a newborn and adapting to a completely new environment, I finished my dissertation. I don't share this as a message of, look how strong I am. I share it because many women know this tension. Do I have to choose between my dreams and my family? And my answer is, you might need to adapt, slow down, or ask for support, but you don't need to erase one part of yourself to honor the other. My work today in the electricity sector is just one chapter of a broader story. I have moved to anti-corruption work, public works oversight, minister advisory, regulatory studies, and now energy. And in every area, I learned the same lesson. Governments often make decisions under uncertainty, pressure, conflicting information, and cognitive biases. Humans anchor on the first number they see. They fear losses more than they value gains. They look for information that confirms their beliefs. That is why I value methods that bring clarity, techniques like data mining, anchoring checks, and statistical tools that reveal when something looks wrong in the data. Before intuition, we need evidence. Before opinion, we need facts. And behind every fact, there are people who depend on good decisions. But beyond the technical world, one thing has shaped my life profoundly: the commitment to financial independence. Not because money is a symbol of success, but because it's a foundation of freedom. It allows you to choose where to work, where not to work, whom to stay with, and whom to walk away from. It allows you to invest in your education and to raise your children with stability and purpose. If I could share one practical message with women everywhere, it would be: do not outsource your autonomy. Learn about money. Build reserves. Invest in yourself. Create a solid base from which you can live aligned with your values. During the COVID pandemic, I went through one of the most difficult periods of my life. My eldest son, who has autism, was only 6 years old and just beginning to learn how to read and write, while my daughter was barely 1 year old when the pandemic began. At the same time, my father, who lived in another city, contracted COVID. I was unable to visit him, and a month after falling ill, he passed away. It was devastating. I was deeply attached to him, and I could not even attend a proper funeral. The coffin had to remain closed and everything was restricted. Professionally, I was also facing turbulence. I was removed from my position as a minister's advisor so someone else could take the role, which resulted in a financial loss and forced me to urgently seek reassignment within the Federal Court of Accounts to a position with lower pay. All these challenges happened simultaneously, making that period extraordinarily painful. Along the way, I decided to write a book in English about existential intelligence. For me, it's one of the most important forms of intelligence, the ability to reflect on meaning, purpose, values, and the life we are building. Intelligence is not just logic or memory, it's the ability to live awake, to notice what matters, to question what doesn't, to realign your life when necessary, and to make choices that reflect your deeper truth. The world has many people with high cognitive abilities, but far fewer people with ethical clarity and emotional maturity. My belief is that intelligence without ethics is incomplete, and intelligence without empathy is dangerous. So, what do I hope you carry with you from my story? I hope you remember that your path does not need to be linear. You are allowed to change direction once, twice, as many times as necessary. You can start in fashion and end up in public auditing. You can be a scientist and a mother. You can combine logic and intuition. You can reinvent yourself. I hope you remember that you don't need to shrink to fit into a room. If a space does not respect you, you can leave. Your dignity is not negotiable. I hope you remember that financial independence is an act of self-love, not ambition, not pride, but self-respect. And above all, I hope you remember that the most decisive moments in life are often quiet ones, moments when no one believes in your idea, when the path ahead seems uncertain, when you are tired, discouraged, or afraid. But you take one more step, and then another, and that is how a meaningful life is built. If one day I'm remembered in a single sentence, I hope it is this: a woman who united ethics, knowledge, and purpose to improve lives with humanity and excellence. And my wish for you is simple. May you honor your intuition, respect your boundaries, trust your inner voice, and build a life that feels entirely your own. Thank you very much.